Hey there, how's everybody doing today? One of the coolest stories that I have is a moment that I really wanted to share with people in the sense of A, I'm going to go see this individual again here in a couple months, but B, I was reminded of it yesterday in seizing the opportunity, going after what you want and making the most of an opportunity that's sitting in front of you. So I want to drop a little story on how I met Tony Robbins. One day I was actually out doing my title sales. I was calling all my clients and what have you. And I was going to go reach out to one of our top clients, which was Paramount Equity. And specifically, I was dropping something off to Kelly Resendez. Now, she wasn't doing a lot of production, but for whatever reason, this check was very important to her. And we went kind of back and forth on the phone of, hey, it doesn't work for me. Come by now, come by later, what have you. And so I took it upon myself, said, hey, I'm just going to come over right now. As I get over there, this is somebody who is very well put together. If you've met Kelly, she is, as professional as they come and dressed to the nines, always top notch. And I saw her for a moment. She was kind of, getting herself prepared, and she looked over and said, hey, do I look all right? And I said, yeah, of course you do. You always look great. And she said, okay, great. And I said, well, can I ask why? And she goes, well, Anthony Robbins is going to come today. And I said, Anthony Robbins, like Tony Robbins? She goes, yeah. And I go, here in Roseville, Paramount Equity? And she goes, yes. And I go, awesome, can I meet him? And she goes, no. And I was a little bummed. I said, okay. And she said, there's a bunch of doors in this building. I think you know where they all are. And you're welcome to stand by one of them and hope he comes through that one. And I took it upon myself to say, hey, let's go for the most obvious. Let's hang by the front door. And if you've ever been to Paramount Equity, they have a front, where their reception is. It's a big fish tank, beautiful fish tank. And so it wasn't a bad view. And I was already talking to the front desk girl and, having a good conversation. And so I'm on the left of the big reception desk and I'm kind of sitting there and I'm talking to her and, I'm about 6'2". And so a larger guy and I'm having this conversation with her. And all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye, this guy comes in and just huge. And he goes, hi, I'm Anthony Robbins. I'm here to see Kelly Resendez. And she looks over at him. She goes, oh, Mr. Robbins, I'll be right back. And it's him and I up front. That's it, him and I. And there's an opportunity to seize. And I look over to the right and he goes, hi, how's it going? And I said, you know what? I walked over, immediately stuck my hand out and I said, it's going well. And my name is Jason Thompson and I know that I'm meant to see you. And I don't have any excuses. I said, I have the money to go see you. You're very, well to travel. You're all over. I could go see you at all these different events, but I don't have an excuse. But I was just on vacation last week telling my wife, I know you can make me better and there's an opportunity for me to see you at some point in the future. And he takes a step back and he goes, okay. He goes, well, how about I do this for you? He goes, what are you doing July 12th? And I said, you're not doing anything. And he goes, okay, why don't you be a special guest of mine out in Chicago, Illinois? I'm doing a Unleash the Fire Within, and I'd love for you to come out there. And I said, excuse me? And he said, yeah, take my information down. He goes, my assistant right now is traveling to London. They're on a plane. They're going over right now. I want you to send them a text. Here's their text. Here's their number. I want you to text them right now and let them know I'm with Tony. I met him here. He's inviting me to the Diamond premiere. Here's my details, da-da-da-da-da. And as that's happening, Kelly walks up and, hi, Anthony, I'm Kelly Resendez. And she looks at him and he looks at her and I look over and I said, I'll see you in Chicago, Tony. And she looked at me a little dumbfounded and I walked out. And I would tell you, before I finished the end of the story, I would tell you that it was about seizing that opportunity. I was told no by somebody I really love, Kelly. She's awesome. And she just told me no because it was a finite time that they were only going to meet. But I knew that it was important for me to meet Tony. And I knew that it ended up being important for me to go. And it was about seizing an opportunity that was greater than myself. The fact that I stuck my hand out and had a moment like that was fantastic. And it's given me confidence ever since. But what I would tell you is that life gives you a lot of those opportunities. And whether it's sitting at the front door or it's at the back door, it's about seizing that opportunity and taking that moment when you have it. And so in that moment, I did seize that opportunity and I left and I called my wife and I said, babe, oh my gosh, guess what happened? Did you meet a Kings player? I said, no, babe, I didn't meet a Kings player. I said, I met Tony Robbins, and he invited me to go see him in Chicago, and I'm going to fly out there. And I ended up going out there by myself. The United States women's team was in the middle of the World Cup, so I watched a couple of the games on my downtime in downtown Chicago. I walked across the fire with Tony. Didn't burn my feet, which was fantastic. Got to break bread. And really what I took away was this. Incremental change, very, very small, minute change, leads to great change. And a lot of times, it's the cliches of how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. It really does come down to that. And it's the incremental change. It's the little millimeters of growth that you make. It's not the big leaps. Those come after those little millimeters of growth. But it really grounded me into understanding that I need to focus on the foot in front of me, the step in front of me, and collectively those are going to add up to a mile of growth. But it was one step in front of the other, and that propelled me at that point in my career. It propelled me to live with a deeper passion for my relationship. It was amazing across all fronts. So I just wanted to share that story. Seize the opportunity if you find it. Never dream big enough, and have a wonderful Friday. Take care.